Nate Olson joining us, as we've had him throughout the high school football season, and we are nearing the end-ish. Got a few championship games this weekend, some semifinals as well. And Nate, how you doing on this Tuesday? What's new?
Oh, football. It's really digging into all this stuff, and going to be a lot of good copy on scorebooklive.com/Arkansas, and enjoying a little time working outside, working on my patio, looking at the nice sunshine. It's about almost 70 here already today. It's really nice.
Very good, man. Very good. So up in this part where I live in Fayetteville, everybody's up in arms about the finish of the Fayetteville Conway game. And come back, first field goal of the year to win it, and now they get a great opportunity to take on 7A Power Bryant. So remind us what happened in the semifinals and what you see moving forward in this weekend's championship against the Hornets.
Okay, improbable doesn't really even sum this up. I don't think a lot of people. When I was at the Bryant game Friday, we were kind of oblivious to what was going on. Said Fayetteville won the game, but that was just a small part of the story. So Conway is down 20-7 at the half. They come back and they take the lead, 21-20, and they've got a possession where to get a first down or kick a field goal, the game could be over. They go for it on fourth down. They don't make. There was a penalty, so they went for it. Moved them back a little bit. Didn't feel comfortable kicking the field goal. Fayetteville takes over with a minute left. I don't think any timeouts. They have to go. I think they're about 70 yards from their end zone. And Bladen Fike, we've talked about him before. He's clutch. All the trouble he went through last year, he has really come through. And he and Isaiah Satenya together kind of mount a drive and get to within field goal range as time is ticking down late in the ball game. But here's where it gets real interesting. So the odds of getting in the field goal range are not great, right? And then you get to field goal range, and guess who comes out there? A kicker named Graham Whitty, who has only been kicking for about 6 weeks and hasn't attempted a field goal. And so he goes out. For a 40-yard field goal, which is not, in high school, there's a lot of kickers that can't make those. And he drills it. And so Fayetteville leads 23-21 and then pads the lead when Caden Turner, the Indiana commit, pounces on a lateral, on a last-ditch play to pad the score. But, actually, it really was, 23-21 that added that extra touchdown there. But unbelievable. I mean, that's the kind of year that the Fayetteville's had. Everything has bounced right for them. And it's a exact, different contrast from last year. And this year, getting the bounces, Fike and Satenya are playing well. The defense is not ironclad, but they bend and don't break, and they make some plays. So they were very fortunate to get away with that one. And so you celebrate that one for 24 hours, and now you're in the championship game the first time since 2017, and you face the Bryant Hornets, who are gunning for their fourth straight state championship. And now I'm going to just brass tacks this for you. I think this is what this comes down to. I talked to Bladen, and, he mentioned that they had problems with North Little Rock's defensive line, very similar to Bryant, big, physical, and quick. The offensive line for Fayetteville was early in the year. They had some trouble blocking. And I think that's going to be the big key. Bryant's defensive line, very, very good, very physical. They're going to try to out physical Fayetteville in this game. And the thing is, the best defense of a great receiver is to make sure the quarterback can't throw the football. Last week, Bryant has 4 or 5 sacks in the game against North Little Rock. Frustrated Malachi Gober. Fike is having a great year, but you can't throw the ball if you're on your back. So I think it's very important for Fayetteville to pick up the blitzes and to block the front four. I mean, they got a lot of sacks, 3 of them from the defensive end last week. So there's no, that's just man-on-man bull rush, and that was against the North Little Rock defense or offensive line that's really good. So if Fayetteville protects Fikes and gives them a clean pocket, I think Fayetteville can win this game. If they do not, and Bryant is allowed to get to him, they're not going to win. And Bryant, on the other hand, on offense, is going to try to batter this defense. And they're a good defense. They've got 2 Division I linebackers, but they're not overly big. Bryant's offensive line is averaging around 290 around the front, and 2 guys are Division I commits, so are prospects. So I think that Bryant is going to try to run the ball a lot and batter them. And they've got a good quarterback, Carson Burnett, who's coming into his own. He can pass it, but I think they're going to try to assert themselves with that run game and try to get the big guys up front to wear Fayetteville down. So I think a lot of times it's cliche. The game is won in the trenches, but Fayetteville's won with Bryant's won with brutality all year long. When their offensive and defensive lines have played good, they have won and they have dominated. And so I think that's a huge key for them. And if you're Fayetteville, you've got to figure out a way to block them.
Nate, just talked about the big high school matchup where Phil's at up in Northwest Arkansas, down here in the River Valley. It's all about Greenwood and what they were able to get the win against Parkview, and looking forward to the matchup against El Dorado this week.
Yeah, big. They haven't lost. I think it was like 40 or 45 straight home wins, and a switch kind of clicked after they became healthy in October. They lost to to Parkview early in the year, the first regular season game. And after that, they got healthy, and they've been on a roll. And some of the guys have not only they've gotten healthy, but they've emerged and gotten better. Hunter Houston, the quarterback, playing really, really well, playing like, an all-state caliber guy, and making a lot of plays. And so against Parkview, the story was ball control. They chewed up about 7 minutes worth of clock in the first drive of the second half, and they were able to kind of hold them off 1-10. Parkview didn't play poorly in the game, but Greenwood racks up 570 yards of offense on 101 plays, and it was 79 yards on that first drive of the second half. 9 minutes and 7 seconds is what it actually was. And one of the guys that I mentioned that's come up big is Aiden Kennan. He's a receiver. He's slowly but surely, he's a 3-sport star over there, basketball, football, and baseball. He had a 32-yard touchdown, and I think he's going to really help them in the state title game. So, they avenged that loss and to Parkview, and like I said, Parkview played well enough to win, but it's the mystique. It's those ghosts that are hanging on up in the light posts up there at the stadium there in Greenwood, that the mystique. And so, they take that with them. They're the 2-time defending champion, and they come to War Memorial Stadium playing El Dorado, who has had success, but it's been a while. Stephen Jones took the job a few years ago from Junction City. He's breathed some life into the program, and they are probably from top to bottom, talking to a lot of coaches, one of the most talented teams at any class. I mean, all their roster is big, strong, and fast. And Shamar Easter, the quarterback, he's thrown for 1,000 and rushed for over 1,000. Darius Plummer, junior running back, he's rushed for 1,000. Jackie Washington, the receiver, he's had over 1,200 yards receiving. They've got another receiver around 900. So they're an offensive juggernaut. I mean, they're explosive, and they don't have the Division I talent that Parkview does, but I think they execute a little bit better. And the quarterback Rester is more of a threat than Jalen White, with being able to run and throw it. So Greenwood's got a big task, but I mean it's kind of like I've mentioned this before. When they get on a roll and they get focused and they play these big games, when it's a playoff game, which like it was to get to a number 2 seed against Lake Hamilton, they win 35-0. They win at home. State championship games, they very rarely lose. It's this tradition they have there. Chris Young's carrying it on, and I think they've got I think they're favorites. And 6 weeks ago, I mean, I had Greenwood fans text me saying, I don't know that we're going to go 6-4 this year. And I said, what have you been watching the last 20 years? I mean, I've been here since 98. I've seen 3 different coaches at Greenwood have a lot of success. It's in the blood there. And so don't discount your team, man. They're going to have a chance, and here they are.
Last thing here, Nate, and then we'll let you go. We had a text in here from Jeff in Fayetteville. Wanted to know your thoughts on the semifinal in 4A, Shiloh versus Arkadelphia. Winner will get either Warren or Robinson out of Little Rock. What do you think?
Shiloh's defense is impressive. Caden Henley, he's an Arkansas commit, but Eli Wisdom, linebacker, he's great. Eli Wisdom played. He's a quarterback, but he played defensive back last week too, and got a pick. So it's a guy coming up big on both sides in the playoffs. This is going to be their biggest challenge yet defensively. But Jayshon Davis is an outstanding running back, and Donovan Witten, a great quarterback. And Arkadelphia kind of caught fire after they lost to Robinson, kind of a lopsided loss, I think, midway through the conference season. And they've been electric. They went down to Crossett and completely shut them down. And they had Leland Barclay, who a lot of people know, a good friend of mine that writes for the Democrat Gazette. He called into our radio show and said that he wanted to go to that game and see Tyreek Jones. He thinks Tyreek Jones is the best quarterback in the state, one of the best at Crossett, and Arkadelphia shut him down. So it's a big task for Shiloh. I've said all year long, we've got them ranked 4th in the state regardless of class in our top 25. That's a great amount of respect for a 4A school. I didn't think anybody would really touch them. Maybe Robinson or Warren, who played on this other side. But I think they win again. I think Arkadelphia can have some success against them. I'd be really surprised if they pitch a shutout against Arkadelphia. That's unbelievable. That would be huge. I don't know that they'll do that, but I think they'll win the ball game and, be a favorite to win it next week against Warren or Robinson.
Nate, always appreciate you jumping on with us.
Appreciate it, Nate.
Have a great time with the championships and the semifinals this weekend. You got one more week left. Hope you have a good time.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
It's Thanksgiving, and we all know what that means, football. And nothing goes better with football than turkey and betting. BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all sports action this Thanksgiving. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with the promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all these amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports.